Yeah, it was erupting the last day we were there. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Just had another nice moment for one of your guys
Yeah.
at the Olympics. Did you see that?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
That's the delay.
yeah.
You could have been waiting a while.
Two overtime moments too. I mean, how cool is that to watch?
It was awesome.
Players?
Yeah, really good games. Like today, especially, you can see the play ramp up, and it's been good all the way through. But I think our guys are having a great tournament. So, yeah, lots of guys moving on. One more will move on here in this next game.
Nice little bonding moment for you guys getting off the ice to watch that.
Yeah, well, coaches were stalling up in the room as long as we could, and then we thought, well, we better go if they're all out there, and then we decided to go in and take a look, and brought them some luck, I guess. They scored 2 after that.
So, and you were on a break, so I'm sure you weren't, rushing to a TV to watch hockey every chance you got. But
Yeah.
how cool is it to see? Like, I think every guy from your team that's gone out there has had an impact, picked up
Yeah.
points, picked up goals. How proud does that make you?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's exceptional. Like, you want our guys to, like, I want them to go there and play well and impact the game, and they all have. Like I said, I think every one of our guys that's gone over there has had a good tournament.
I mean, outside of McDavid, Marty might have been the best player in this tournament. Yeah. And I know you liked his playoffs last year, but what can this do for him confidence-wise, maybe going down the stretch and into the playoffs?
Well, I think it can help. I don't know that Marty lacks a lot of confidence if you watch him play on a nightly basis. But certainly going, on a world stage and playing against the world's best in a tournament like that and being able to, like, sort of continue what he's been doing for us here should help his confidence, no question. He was great. He was it the tying goal or the go-ahead goal today? He sets up, and he was in on a couple plays down the stretch of the game and in overtime that could have went in the net. And he's been impactful the whole time, and he had a great tournament, I thought.
I know, kind of getting back into practice here. What's your kind of focus as the guys start to kind of come back from tournament?
Well, first thing, you got to get them on the ice and work them a little bit for conditioning and try to have some fun. It's a small group, right? It'll be the smallest group in the league that's skating right now, and so like the guys that all come back from the Olympics are going to be ready to continue playing. These guys, conditioning is probably the first thing, and then we'll pick away at some details and structure of our game and get them. Part of that conditioning will be some 5-on-5 and getting body and getting back into the contact part of the game and the competitive part of the game, and then we'll give them a day off, and we'll come back again for another 2 days and give them another day off, and then we'll still get a day. So not overworking them where they're too fatigued, but getting them back up to speed for sure, and the conditioning is part of that. And they'll put some work in the gym in the next 6 days too.
After the San Jose game, you're like, we need a break, we're in first place, but we need to reset.
Yeah.
Have you had time to evaluate what you've accomplished, but also what you expect moving forward?
Well, I like the first, if you want to call it, half of our season. I think it's been super consistent. Obviously, our play wasn't where we would like it to be, say, the last month. But we were missing a lot of guys, and we should come out of this break, hopefully, knock on wood, that we're healthy. And that we're kind of refreshed and ready to go to kind of restart the season, and hopefully we start it the same way we did out of training camp. And I think sky's the limit for this team. If we can get playing the way we want to play and we can stay healthy, then we're on a put. It's a lot of games in a short amount of time in the push for first place, and that's our goal and that's our expectation.
How do you approach that stretch, Jared? One of the players that I spoke with today said, once you get into the rhythm of playing that often, it kind of takes care of itself. But looking ahead, is that a daunting task to think about what lies ahead?
I don't think so, because it's the same for everybody. There's nobody that's not going to play that type of schedule. Right out of the break, 5 and 7 nights is going to be difficult, right? So we got to be careful with what we're doing. We got to get them ready, but not, tire them out here in the next week, and then. And then it's just basically games only, right? We'll do our learning on video. There's no time to practice. You're certainly not going to want to practice with that many days. It'll be all like play, recover, and playoffs will be here before you know it. So, we want to finish strong. We have goals in mind for our team that we set before training camp. They're all still within reach for us, and so nothing's really changed from our side of it.
You always have so much of a focus you always have so much of a focus as the season's going on. Having this break, do you kind of step back and maybe see some things that you didn't see? Focusing on certain aspects that you're looking at kind of getting back into it?
Yeah, I would say like you're evaluating your team all the time, and like you have a lot of eyes on it, and you know, the analytics to support what's going good and what's going bad. So I think you're always addressing the good and the bad with your team, and what you need to improve on and what you want to stay strong at. Power play's been a big focus, obviously. Time away, you know, going through some numbers, talking with the analytics department, talking within coaches. Got, you know, Prater's even watched a bunch of power play from a penalty kills perspective and sharing ideas, and hopefully the guys come back after the break and kind of are able to like restart the year there. And I don't see any reason why it can't have success. You know, we'll tweak a couple things again coming out of the break, and now you're healthy. You got lots of personnel, you know, decisions that you can make with the power play, and it'll still be a work in progress, no doubt, till the end of the season.
Megan?
Kind of similarly, in addition to the power play, last year during the Four Nations break, you dug into a project around depth scoring.
Yeah.
Is there anything that was a targeted focus like this?
Well, the one thing that I was looking at is just making sure I understand how we're having success in scoring goals. So I was looking more at the offensive side of it. I mean, I've been studying the defensive numbers all along, because that's like an area of focus for a team. Make sure we're defending the right way, making sure we're not giving up too much. And even over the last month with some mixed success, I like a lot of the things that we're doing there, and we continue to kind of stress that, because we're like, we consider ourselves a potent offensive team that you know, we want to make sure we're good on the other side of the puck. But I was just kind of looking at how we're scoring our goals, where we're scoring them from, how we're producing our, you know, high danger scoring chances. Didn't really surprise me, but it's some things that I can certainly reiterate to our team now that I've had the chance to dig in through, you know, for the whole season, and kind of look at just exactly what our identity's doing for us.
Ahead of the break, you mentioned that one of the guys who might benefit from this time most is Logan O'Connor. Wondering what this time may have yielded for him, and if there's an update.
Well, I mean, the good news is he's doing better every week, I would say. Well, I wouldn't say every day, and he's making progress. He's moving in the right direction. It's 2 weeks of skating, you know, since we left, that he's not missing any hockey games. I think he's optimistic, so like we're all optimistic that he can get back and play. It's just a matter of how quickly this sort of process and comes along for him, you know, and that's always the tricky part, you know, is it, you know, he's going through stages of his return to play. I think the first stage during the break went really well, and now it's on to the next, you know, so there's a couple of stages involved in this, and we'll just see how he works through them and where he gets to. But it's not like a quick, like this week and ready to go kind of thing, you know what I mean? So he's going to keep working at it, and then hopefully we get good news someplace down the line that he's able to join the team.
This is relatively uncharted territory for all coaches, and this break, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Are you anxious to see how it goes? Like, are you excited about it?
Yeah, no, I'm excited about the stretch run of the season. That's what it's going to be coming back. Like, it's going to come at us fast, and you know, but like we've had the All-Star break and bye week, and it's not as long as this, but our teams come out of those breaks really well in years past and refocused, and like we're a serious group, so I think, you know, that there's a certain level of focus and determination and preparation that goes into our game that, you know, over the long haul of the season, every team kind of hits a lull here and there, and hopefully we're through ours and that we come back a little bit refreshed. The guys were great spirits today, watching the game, watching the Olympics, you know, had great vacations, and, you know, they hit the ice working today, and like I said, the guys that have gone to the Olympics will be fresh and ready to, or I wouldn't say fresh, they'll be ready to go and won't have lost a step, you know. So I expect us to come out of this thing pretty well, and, you know, that's the expectation, that we get right back on the horse and get going in the right direction.
Is there any video work that you guys do as a coaching staff to maybe look at how some of the national teams deployed maybe your guys in a different way than how you use them?
Well, we, like last year when we came out of Four Nations, we sat down with all of our guys, and some teams used our guys a lot less than we use them, and in less situations. And I would say the American guys, Canadian guys, even Landy with Sweden, they're kind of use the same. But we do like to talk about things that their staffs, like how they were coached, what they like, what they didn't like. There's always going to be a little bit of both, and same thing kind of with deployment. Like there are guys that are going, or they're playing. Yeah, there's lots of them. They're all playing on one team, but they're considered the best in the world. So we use them a lot, and we'll continue to do so. But can always learn a little something usually coming out of these tournaments, and just see like what kind of information they're getting, what they like, what they didn't like, how they like it, in fact, if they like the way it was presented, things that they're focusing on, and maybe they put more importance on one thing than we do, and vice versa. So it's always nice to learn a little bit and see what they like and take out of it, because they're the guys that are playing.
Malinsky was somebody who last year, going into the break, seemed like he hit a wall, and then the break afterwards, he seemed to play much better.
Yeah.
Are you hoping that's similar for like a guy like Brindley, who hadn't been through this?
Yeah, and I think it can help some of those guys. A lot of hockey compared to maybe what they're used to playing for in the past, or playing in the past, and with a higher intensity level against bigger, stronger guys, a little break can help them. There's always a chance that it sets some of those guys back as well too. But I think for our group, some rest was needed to get healthy. And then also probably for a handful of guys like that, like taking a little bit of break and resetting and coming back with a fresh mindset and attitude can always help, and start from scratch again coming out of the break.
Okay, guys.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Jared's next availability will be this weekend, all right?
Thanks, Coach. Yeah.
One question. 10 seconds, yeah. I gotta get more, work my way back in.
All right. First off, how's the break, or how did the break treat you? Yeah, cool. All right, cool.
Great.
No, awesome. We get into anything fun?
Always.
Big name of the game has been Olympics so far. You spent a lot of time with Martin Netjes, obviously. Big game going on here. Just how proud are you of what he's been able to do in this Olympics?
Yeah, I think for all those guys, it's such a special accomplishment, and I know a lot of guys look forward to having a chance to go. So, yeah, I'm sure they're having a fun time.
Watching this too, I mean, Team Canada, 3 guys that you now play with here in Colorado. I mean, how cool is it to see the success they've had?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really watched too much of it, but I know from each of those guys how much it means to them, and obviously they're all at the top of the world for our sport, and so I think it's great for the sport that they get to go, and yeah, I'm sure it's an incredible experience.
Seems to be pretty cool that, I mean, 8 guys going over there for the Avs, and all of them have had goals so far. I mean, what does that say about the players over there?
Pretty cool. I didn't know that. That's yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Talked a little bit about it yesterday, but just how nice is it to be able to kind of shut your brain off, get away from hockey for a couple weeks?
Yeah, really nice. Obviously, lucky enough to go over and get some beach time and let the body heal. Yeah, it was just so nice to let the mind ease. Not set an alarm. I like that part too. Just kind of wake up when you want to, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
As you progress through your career, how much has your kind of mindset changed on taking care of that mental side of the game, and like you said, let the body recover and all that?
Yeah, I mean, I think even during the season, like, I don't know, when I was young, I used to just, not freak out, but, you're watching other teams, you're worrying about yourself, you're being hard on yourself, and I think now it's, more just you go and get on a break and completely forget about the game, and then, come back, and even during the season, I feel like I've done a good job of just, when you're at the rink and on the ice, it's fun, and then, in the room, it's just an absolute blast, and, just get to be yourself. So, I've done a little bit better job of, being able to flip that switch on and off pretty good, and, yeah, it's kind of become one of my strengths, so. Yeah, as soon as you walk through the doors, it's, focus for your job, and when you go home, it's, right now, I get to be a little kid and watch Olympics, so pretty funny, pretty fun too. Yeah.
You mentioned yesterday how much you've been paying attention to Team Canada. How fun was that to watch?
Yeah, I mean, I was like, what are we actually gonna go and practice right now? Like, this is insane. Like, what are we doing? And I saw Bedsy come on the ice, and he's like, "What is there an iPad out here or something?" And I was just kneeling down because I got Donnie to get his phone out there, and then Bedsy came on the ice. He's like, "We got it. Like, why don't we all just go inside?" So we all just came in here, and I don't know. This is a pretty sick little jumbotron to watch on. So yeah, I was. Pretty nervous, I would say. That's just like prime hockey watching, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, and then they tied up, so I was like, we're alive, and then Marty has the breakaway. I was like, oh my God, like, what a save. And then, yeah, overtime is just what a play by Marner, and yeah, I guess now we're a little battle tested,
That's right.
So a little adversity, and yeah, I think the boys are gonna be good to go. So there's another good game on at 1 here, and hope Nelly does well, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Should be a good game.
Is there an advantage for you during the break to just kind of take that step back and maybe have a different perspective on how your game's going, even though you've been obviously playing very well this season?
Yeah, I mean, I've obviously been like happy with myself, and the way the Hawks going in, I guess you could say, probably getting lucky, a couple tips. Some net front rebounds and stuff, but I've just been happy with, I feel like every day I've just been consistent. That's what everyone kind of strives for, and for me, I think this has been my most consistent year, I think, so far, just with, coming in every day, doing a good job, even whether I'm on the score sheet or not, and, obviously I don't think everyone in here liked how they finished, the last couple games, just, a couple losses we probably would have liked to have back, and it's nice just to feel good about yourself, your own individual game going into the break. And now the hard part is, you get too much time on your hands and you start thinking, are you going to be able to bring it again when the time comes? So now that you're kind of back at the rink, you definitely start, getting a little anxious. You want to jump back right to where you were. So time will tell, but a few good days of practice here, and yeah, try to just keep having fun and doing it all right.
What is the player perspective of these last couple of days with so many core players that are missing in the Olympics right now? What kinds of conversations are you guys having as a team with some of those players not in the room?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all just cheering them on. Obviously, those are our leaders over there, so I mean, for the rest of us, it's kind of just regular, coming to the rink and having fun like usual. And I think we're all just excited to watch hockey. I don't think we're going to be doing too much, power play, penalty kill, stuff like that, because pretty much our whole power play. So I'm just going to be killing against no one, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think we'll probably watch some video here, just to maybe individual video, just to kind of hone in your own game and make yourself feel good about, coming on. But yeah, I think the priority right now is watching hockey, to be honest. So, yeah.
How do you priorities watching hockey? You guys have a grueling schedule coming up here to finish. How do you make sure that you don't, you're not overwhelmed by, I think it's 5 games in 7 days coming back out of this break?
Yeah, I didn't even know it was 5 and 7. I just thought it was more worried about the back-to-back, to be honest.
Yeah.
I thought that was been crazy, but it's obviously going to be pretty daunting. I think, like I said before, you get into the more games you play in a row, I feel like it's kind of tough when you have a few games in between, 3 or 4 days in between. Like when you're playing every other day, you feel good about yourself. You're in a rhythm, you're touching the puck every day. So, you're kind of just in that game rhythm, I guess. Your body gets used to it. So, like I said, I think, the 75% to 85% kind of becomes the new 100%, I think, with how you're feeling. So, as long as you can hover around that, 75, 85%, 90 if you're lucky, then I think you're kind of feeling good about yourself.
Thank you so much.